What's up, YouTube? This is the Psy-Frame duelist here doing a deck profile. This time I'm doing one on Kozmos. I know, it's kind of stupid. The Psy-Frame duelist doing a deck profile on Kozmo. But hey, Psy-Frames is not the entire TCG game. So, and I just have the card, so why not? So, 3 Kozmo Dark Destroyers. I don't think I need to explain more than 3K, non-target, beat stick, dies, gets one with a lower level than that. Look at all those levels. You have to get one less than that. Jesus. Next up, 2 of the Slip Rider. Slip Rider's plays are also obvious. Pop a back row, 2300 beat stick, again, difficult to get over. And same effect where if it dies, you go into one less than that. Forerunner, gain life points, that's it. 2800 non-targetable. And go into one less than it. It sucks though because Slip Rider is targetable. So that's very disappointing for Slip Rider. I'm sorry, Slip Rider. Why did Konami treat you badly? Next up is Dogfighter, or as my friends like to call, Kozmo Michael Vick. I know, bad jokes. We'll move on. Next up is Kozmo Dark Eclipser. You hate this card. I hate this card. Everyone hates this card. It's not a very good card, but you need it because it is also another 3K non-targetable beat stick that you can go into to kind of end the game if possible. That's it for the ships. You don't need to run more than that until Shining Victory comes out, in which case you're going to be taking out like this and like this and like this. You're going to take out like a lot of these cards. This deck's will be completely different after that. Next up, you run 3 of the tin cans. Tin can plays are obvious. At the end of your turn, pay 500 life points, and you get to add a Kozmo card from your deck to your hand by revealing 3 Kozmo cards. Your opponent randomly chooses one of them, and then that gets added to your hand. The other 2 go to grave. You want to send 2 or all 3 of your ships. Just pick a number of these ships times 3, and then just throw them in the grave. And then you can get them back very easy off of this deck. Sorry for that. I am still recording off of my potato. I'm hoping to get a newer camera, so hopefully I cannot record on my potato anymore. So yeah, tin can plays are obvious. Next up is Farm Girl. You want to run 3 of her right now because Farm Girl plays are obvious. If you start your turn with a Farm Girl and your opponent has an empty board, this is an OTK by itself, essentially. Farm Girl plus E-Telly is an OTK because you go Farm Girl, attack, and then you pay 500 life points because they took damage. Pay 500 life points, get a ship, any ship, and then add that to your hand. Use Farm Girl's effect, and then get one of your ships out, say Dark Destroyer, and then you use E-Telly, get another Farm Girl, and then that's just pretty much game right there. If not, they have like 2,000 life points left, and they're struggling to keep themselves alive. Anywho, next up is the 3 Sword Troopers. Sword Trooper going to rank 3 plays. I don't have a Livier Dragon, sad, so I can't showcase it off. If I had one, I would definitely play it. Livier the Sea Dragon is absolutely insane with this deck. But I don't have one, so I'm sorry. 2 Wicked Witch, because if she gets on the board, you can just pay the 1,000 life points and not die. So put it in defense position, it gets attacked, pay 1,000 life points, and she stays. And you get another turn to live, essentially. 1 Strawman, because if one of your ships are banished, which they will be constantly, you can pay 500 life points, get a ship back, and then during the end phase it dies, use the ship's effect, and get 1 less Then you get another ship that's a level less than the ship that died. So Strawman is crazy. Next up, I choose to run 3 Max C. You don't need to. This format's making Max C a little bit more obsolete nowadays, but I still think it's relevant, so I still choose to run 3 Max C. Next up, 3 Kozmo Town. This card is crazy for the deck. You can add back a Kozmo card, a Kozmo monster, from your banish zone by paying life points equal to its level times 100. And then once per turn, you get a mulligan in your hand for any Kozmo card in it that you don't like. And then if it dies, you just get to add a Kozmo card from your deck to your hand. Also, if you use the mulligan effect, they have to be Kozmo monsters, so be wary of that too. You can't just add another Kozmo Town from your hand to your deck and then shuffle. It does not work that way. It has to be a monster. Next up, we run 2 of the E-Tellies because we can only run 2. E-Telly is crazy for OTKs. Next up, 2 MSTs because this deck doesn't want to send cards from its hand to the grave. But if you're not like that, switch these out with Twin Twisters immediately. Twin Twister is 100 times better than MST. I just feel like in my deck build, it does not like to send cards from the hand to the graveyard. But if you don't care about that or your build doesn't mind it, then absolutely swap these out for Twin Twisters ASAP. It's absolutely perfect for the deck. 1 Upstart Goblin because you can only run 1 nowadays. I don't know why Konami did that, but they did it anyways. So, draw a card. Your opponent gains 1,000 life. You kill off that life immediately, so it don't matter. Next up, 1 Reasoning. Again, you can only run 1. Your opponent will almost never call the number correctly because the levels on here are insanely everywhere, all over the place. So, Reasoning, really good for this deck. But yeah. 1 Allure of Darkness. This needs to become 2. Every single time I've resolved Allure of Darkness, I've always been able to discard the dark card, whatever it happens to be, banishing it, and then getting it back with Kozmo Town. So I went +2, +1, I think +2. I'm not sure. I go plus with it though. That's the important fact. Next up, we run 3 Call of the Haunteds. With my 2 shitty Call of the Haunteds, and then my 1 beautiful gold rare Call of the Haunted. I just really love gold rare cards. They are beautiful. They're absolutely insane. Like this looks like it's diamond encrusted. It's awesome. It's got gems in it. Next up, we run 2 of the Cosmojos because Cosmojo is great for the mirror match if you run into another Kozmo deck. Sorry again. Potato camera. I'm sorry about that. 2 Cosmojos, and the first person to get it in the mirror match wins the game essentially, because you can just banish and your opponent doesn't get that card back. Next up, we run the Solemn Brigade. 2 Solemn Strikes, 1 Solemn Warning. Sorry, I didn't want to come out. Anywho, the Solemn Brigade, because Solemn plays are obvious nowadays. It absolutely makes pendulums cry. There's not much more to say about it. It's just Solemn Brigade. Next up is the extra deck. The extra deck is tiny because I don't have a lot of money to pay for an extra deck, and it's 100% worthless in this deck. You almost never go into it. I've really never gone into it. I don't ever expect to go into it. It's just absolutely worthless. But if you're interested to see it, it's a Cowboy, Chimera Tech. I have Cyber Dragon in my side deck, so why not? Pallades, Volcasaurus, Infinity, Nova, Castel. It doesn't matter. I'd like to put an Abyss in there. Abyss Dweller. But the extra deck is completely worthless. You really don't go into any of these cards. So that's the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it. This is the Psy-Frame Duel signing out. Or am I the Cosmo Duelist? Sorry about that. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're not already. And bye.